Okay, Sonic's homing attack is always seen as a necessary part for Sonic, especially in 3D games. However, can we complete Sonic Generations without using the homing attack at all? And for all of you that don't know what a homing attack is, how on earth did you find this video? The rules are simple. No homing attack. Try avoid boosting. You're not allowed to do the air dash thing that Sonic usually does when the homing attack doesn't aim at anything. Skill sets are allowed. So first is Green Hill Zone, and it's pretty much a cakewalk, as it doesn't really have bottomless pits that force you to use a home attack over. Sonic Forces, I'm looking at you. Next is Chemical Plant Zone, and other than the game throwing Sonic into the abyss instead of the grind wheel, it wasn't really eventful. Next is Sky Sanctuary Zone, and at the first transition to 2D, I decided to stomp to land on the pole, but miss and die. Later in the level, I stomp on the slanted pillar and fall off the cliff and die again. In the same part with the zipline, the game decided again to fling me into the abyss because apparently the game doesn't like me and doesn't want to do its job either. After that I just reached the goal. Next it's Speed Highway, and other than dying from trying to access the shortcut to the building, it was pretty simple, and after that I just reached the goal quite easy. After that, City Escape was next, and I managed to bounce off some enemies to get a higher route, which felt really cool but lasted like 5 seconds, so yeah, that was great. After that I just reached the goal again. The shadow fight was interesting. The game glitched out when I was trying to get the power core, and just overall being dumb. I mean, it is a Sega game after all. Eventually I decided to run back and get the power core like that, because I was bored and Shadow kinda got stuck on the wall, so I will take the power core and finish the boss fight. Seaside Hill is next, and well, I had a good run until I ran straight into an egg pawn. Afterwards I go to the section where you either go low with the platforms or to the top route with the cars. However, the lower one, I took the lower one, and the title platforms were invisible. I have no idea why, but yeah, they're gone. I restart and go the same route again. However, there was a part where you have to use a home attack on some enemies to go over the water, so I had to rebound up each one, then proceeded to only accidentally homing attack an egg pawn. After wasting all my lives, I somehow managed to get to the end in one piece. Next is Perfect Chaos, and the only issue was having to use boost pads to damage him rather than boosting. Late in the level, when the platforms rise over the water, Perfect Chaos will break the platforms, meaning if you're too slow, you'll just die, so you can't take your time here. At the end of this section, you have to homing attack Perfect Chaos's brain. I tried boosting into him, however he had no collision anywhere except his brain. In the last attempt, I managed to stop directly on the brain, finishing the boss. After that short victory, I moved on to the next level. Oh boy, having fun. Next is Crisis City, and within the first 5 seconds we have a problem. Sonic needs to homing attack across the bottomless pit. However, this is the start of the level, meaning we have no other option, but then I had an idea of ricocheting off the enemies and it worked. Eventually there was another scary part with the familiar situation. However, on the left there was a slanted platform to run across, so it was easy. After dying a bunch as per usual, I got my last life, and in the final section with the tornado, a car decided to ruin my day and pretty much turn Sonic into roadkill. But we managed to get through eventually. Rooftop gun. And there was one part that nearly ended us. The section with balloons scattered in the air we needed to homing attack. And the way they're usually placed, we can't bounce on them. If we could fly over it. Oh yeah, we can. All you need is Supersonic and get 50 rings and then boost, and then the game will, no joke, fly you over everything. And that is the first time boost is actually needed in a level. So you can't complete this challenge without boosting, but let's move on. Lastly is Planet Wisp, or whatever it's called, I don't know. Most of the cool stuff happened when I forgot to start recording, so all the interesting stuff wasn't recording and was pretty boring with the footage. Yeah, so I done an oopsie. The next boss got pretty intense, and that is the Egg Dragoon, aka where this run ends. The main way of attacking this boss is using the homing attack and wall jumping when he tries to crush you. Every time you get to that part when he tries to crush you, as the only way to escape is with the homing attack, you have to soak up a hit, and even if you time it right to jump over it, the game kinda still hits you and the camera has a spaz attack. After trial and error, I managed to get a hit by boosting into him when he does his freeze attack. However, as you damage him enough, he refuses to do the same move, forcing us to use a homing attack, and if you manage to damage him and get to the free falling section, unlike Perfect Chaos, the only way to attack him here is with the homing attack. And so no, you can't complete Sonic Generations without using the homing attack. The silver boss fight is even less possible, because the only way to deal damage to this guy is using the homing attack. You gotta bounce off all of his projectiles, and he does not cycle through his attacks unless you get one attack in. So yeah, doesn't work again. Why did I think this was a good idea? The last boss fight is basically the same, as you could just boost into his core as usual, and it wasn't for the Egg Dragoon and Silver, we could have done it. So there goes my attempt at this. However, maybe you can attempt this challenge and steal my idea, and hey, you can even harass me in your video about how I didn't beat a kid's game, in which I say, sadly you are not wrong. I suck at video games. Didn't upload last week, so that was good, and yeah, the week before that I wasn't able to get my video done in time, so I wasn't able to shower or anything, because I kind of rushed that one. So so I'm going to do 2 showers this week to make up for it. So firstly, on Instagram, we have Ryan Ibra 29_05, and I'll leave that down below. If you're on Instagram, go check that out. Has some good memes on this, if you're into that. Not that I know anything about memes or anything. Secondly, on Twitter, book at GrandSpellBook. It's funny because he doesn't like reading. That's a nice name. Better than my name anyway. Took me around 5 whole minutes to figure out my YouTube username. Okay, he's a streamer on Twitch, and let's have a look at his stuff. Plays some Valorant and some Minecraft. So yeah, pretty good tasting games, I think. I mean, what else are you supposed to play these days? And I'll leave his Twitch down below to go check that out. And yeah, they'll be down below. Just go give them some support. And I'll see you guys in the next video.
Moving at speed of sound, quick as hedgehog.